Damn it. Hi. Hey, Bo's sleeping, so I'm gonna try to be as fast as I can. Oh, I think I just woke him up by saying that. So anyways, we just got back from dropping Bailey off at school. I seriously love this coffee. I can't do it. I can't do it without it. I'm dead serious, guys. It's a serious addiction. When you try it once, you'll never want to go back to your coffee. Dead serious. Hi, Mary. How are you? You will never want to go back to your normal coffee. I'm dead serious. It's so damn good. And I put chocolate grains in it, which gives you fruits and veggies, but it tastes like Nesquik. So it's literally like a mocha coffee. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. So anyways, I've been in kind of like this fog this past week because we got a lot going on with everything going on. And there's just so much going on in our life right now. And we're working on promotions with our newbies. We're working on promotions with our girls. And so like going live has been so rough for me. I went live last night and I just felt like, oh my gosh, like I looked so exhausted in that. And I was like, I just went around in circles and circles talking about absolutely nothing. I'm like, I'm just going to delete it. So, hi. Hey, Mary. Hey, Jen. Hey, Renee. Hey, Catherine. How are you ladies this morning? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. So far, I just dropped Bailey off at school. So I think it's like the weather changing, right? Like the weather, is anybody else feel like the weather changing is making them like exhausted throughout the day? Like I feel like the weather's been changing. So it's been like really, really hard for me to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's like my normal. Like normally I get up at 5. I read my book for an hour, I work for an hour, and then I get Bailey up in the morning. And good morning, Jen. Hey, hey, hey. So anyways, this was on my heart this morning. I was driving Bailey to school. I was driving to school myself. I was driving Bailey to school and I was on my way back and Bo is in the back seat. He's literally in his car seat. Let me see if I can show you guys. Oh, he's sleeping, I think. Or he's trying to sleep, so. Anyways, I was on my way back and I was like, you know what, this just makes me think like so much. There's somebody on my Facebook this morning who needs to hear this because God put it in my mind for a reason and said, you need to talk about this today. And so, here's the deal. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my story, okay? Because I know there's a lot of people on here who don't know my story. Yes, hate getting up early now. Oh my gosh, girl, I feel you on that. Seriously. And I drink this coffee in the morning, and as soon as I drink it, I'm wide awake. It's just the initial getting out of bed and getting up in the morning and like listening to my alarm. Bo's sleeping schedule has been so all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I think he's teething again. But like he was up this morning at like 4 o'clock this morning and he came into bed with us at 4. And then he slept with me until about 7. And as soon as my alarm went off, he was wide awake and up. So I had to bring him with me because Matt's still sleeping. And that's the thing too. Matt's been having trouble getting up too. Like you can tell because normally he'd be up at 7 o'clock with me or 7:30 at least right after us. But it's been like 9, 10 o'clock that he sleeps in, which is like weird. Hey, Kirsten. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Cassidy. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this today. I'm going to be super, super brief before he wakes up. So here's the deal. Back, you know, when I was younger in my early 20s, okay, I literally was like in a downward spiral, okay? And not just in my financials, but in my life in general. And the people that I was surrounding myself were people who were going through the same exact thing, right? You ever been on the struggle bus and you're like just looking who wants to like sob about our lives together, right? Like drop a 1 below if you've ever been at that point. That was literally where I was at. I didn't like myself. I didn't like my life. I didn't like anything that was going on in my world. I didn't like my financials. I was working 2 jobs. I was not having enough money to make ends meet. I started getting into drinking, and therefore I started attracting other people who are going through the same thing, okay? You attract what you put out there, and a lot of us don't understand this. We wait around and we say, well, why do I have all these people in my life who are going nowhere? Why do I have, why is everybody in my life just hate themselves? Why is everybody so negative that I surround myself with, okay? And I think a lot of the times we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, well, what are we doing, right? What are you doing every single day that's attracting those people into your life? Because there has to be something. It's law of attraction. You attract what you put out there. So this is what I used to do. I used to work 2 jobs, and then I would be constantly looking for someone else to sit there and do nothing with, to sit there and talk about my life with. And in turn, I attracted people who were heavy drinkers and didn't love themselves, didn't like their relationship that they were in, didn't like what was going on in their life, maybe had a rough childhood, because I was constantly putting it out there. I was constantly dwelling over it. And you don't even have to say it out loud, guys. You don't even have to say it out loud. If you're thinking it in your head, it's going to come to you. I promise you it's going to, because that's law of attraction. So if you're feeling like lately things have been super negative, you've been seeing so much negativity on Facebook, you've been seeing so much negativity in your life, at your workplace, maybe you feel like everybody's just drawn down, everybody is not, excited about life, everybody is, hating themselves around you, or going and binge drinking around you, and you feel like you're just surrounding yourself with all these people, right? It's because you're attracting what you are putting out right now. So we have to adjust our thoughts. We have to adjust the way that we think. We have to adjust the things that we do throughout the day. And here's what I did 3 years ago, when I started my business. And no, you don't have to start a business to do this. You can literally do this right now, okay? You can implement this into your life right now. What I started doing was I started writing down things that I wanted to attract into my life. So if I wanted to attract someone who was super positive and super excited, and maybe someone who was going somewheres in life, and if I wanted to surround myself with happiness, and because I wanted to be happy, it started with me. And so I had to write those things down, and I would say these things to myself. And sometimes I'd even go in the mirror and I'd want to attract women who actually loved themselves, not people who hated themselves. And so I would have to be forced to go stand in front of that mirror and tell myself that I love myself. I would have to force myself to go, and I do this all the time. I write on the bathroom mirror all the things that I want to feel about myself, all these things that I want to think about myself. And at first, I didn't believe a damn thing that I was writing. I didn't believe a damn thing that I was saying to myself. And that just goes to show who I surrounded myself with was a reflection of who I am, because that's true. When you are negative, you're going to attract negative people. When you are not faithful in your relationship, you're going to attract other people who are not faithful into their relationship. Therefore, you'll have a pity party together. You want to get out of your situation? You got to start with you. You have to start looking at yourself and saying and being honest with yourself. And it does take a maturity level to do that. I promise you it does, because I was extremely immature, had no idea why I was doing, or why I had these people around me. And what I realized was that I was being extremely immature, and I was not facing the facts that this is who I had become. So then I had to go the opposite way, and I had to start telling myself who I wanted in my life. I had to cut ties with those people who were making me feel like I didn't love myself all day long. I had to cut ties with those people who didn't love themselves. I had to cut ties with those people who were super negative. I had to cut ties with those people who hated their job. I had to cut ties with people who weren't good in relationships, or treated their spouse like shit, or weren't faithful with their spouse, okay? Because I didn't want to be that person. I had to cut ties with those people. And then I had to start loving myself. And how I did that was I told myself every single day. I told myself every single day until I started to believe it. And don't get me wrong, I have days, okay? I live with PTSD. I live with anxiety every single day. I live with all these chemicals going around in my brain and not knowing what to do sometimes. And I live with that. But when you play that stuff on repeat, and you say on repeat the things that you're grateful for, the things that you love, the things that you love about yourself, you're going to start noticing more and more things that you love about yourself. And then you're going to attract other people who love themselves because you're choosing to love yourself, right? When you eliminate those people who are keeping you in the same exact place that you're in right now, maybe you've got, a family member who is just super hateful all the time and hates life and thinks that everybody else is wrong and blames everybody else. Maybe you've got someone in your life who is, somewhat positive, but they just don't know where they're going in their life, and they're kind of confused and they're kind of lost, right? Then you've got someone who's dealing with relationship problems. Then you've got someone who is dealing with an alcohol abuse or substance abuse problem. Then you've got someone who maybe lost their job and is starting to hate their life. I don't know. You've got these 5 people in your life, and they are a direct reflection of you because you become who you surround yourself with. So I had to say that to myself. I had to get out of that crowd that I was in. I had to say, I love you, but I got to love you from a distance. And it didn't even matter who it was. There was family members that I had to distance myself from. There was family members I had to distance myself from. And it's okay to do that. Don't you dare ever feel bad about distancing yourself from people, because it is not their body. It is not their mind. It is yours. It is not their life. It is yours. And nobody should ever make you feel bad about that. And they might try. Like I had family that tried. I had friends that tried to make me feel like crap because I distanced myself. But I held my ground, and I said, I want to change my life. I want to change my life. I want to change the people that I surround myself with. I want to change the way that I think about myself. I want to change my financial status. I want to change the way that my daughter thinks about me. I want to change the way that our relationship is. I want to change my relationship with my man. And the only way to do that was eliminating those people from my life and starting to learn how to love myself by investing into my mindset and changing the way that I think. So I don't know. I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? I need to think about this. I need to pray about this. I need to put this out there that, there's someone on my Facebook who needs to hear something like this right now. And it might be you. I don't know. But it was on my heart this morning. And it's so crazy because ever since I started doing this and I started writing all the things down that I'm grateful for every single day, I started eliminating people from my life that weren't bringing any value to my life, but was bringing hate and discontent to my life instead. I started, not listening to the people who were negative. I stopped doing those things, and I started being super positive. And guess what? All the friends that I have are all the girls on my team. Let's be real. The girls on my team that I work with are extremely positive. They're super grateful. They're investing into their self-growth and development, meaning they're reading every single day. They're reading self-help books that literally teach you about life, other people. They are strong-minded women who I never, ever, ever would have had in my life if it wasn't for me taking the leap and starting to love myself. And it works the same exact way in this business. If I want someone who is super, super strong, if I want someone who's a hard worker, if I want someone who is, loving and compassionate, but really is fighting for their goals at the same exact time, I need to be that person, right? So if you want to attract people who are loving and caring, you need to be that person. If you want to attract people in your life who are going to encourage you for stepping outside of your comfort zone, you need to start encouraging other people for stepping outside of their comfort zone. If you want to attract people who don't make fun of people and actually inspire other people, you need to stop making fun of people, and you need to start encouraging other people, right? If you want a friend in your life who's in a relationship and they're super faithful in their relationship so that you don't get any temptations and stuff like that, you need to start being faithful in your relationships. If you want to stop attracting people who are literally like space cadets, people who are just full of themselves, people who are narcissists, you have to take a look at what you are doing. What are you attracting every single day? What are the actions that you're putting out there? Are you seeming like you're needy? Because that's where someone will come in and try to be Superman for you, right? Are you seeming like you're a strong-minded person, but you've got your insecurities and stuff like that? You're going to attract different people. You're going to attract different people with what you do. So I had to come on here and say that. So I challenge you guys, write down today. You don't have to be in this business. You do not have to be in a business in general. If you want to grow yourself as a person and you want to change the way that you are, you want to change your entire life, it starts with the people that you surround yourself with. And the people that you surround yourself with starts inside of you. What are you doing every single day? So I challenge you to write down today 5 things that you want yourself, that you want to attract into your life. 5 different types of people that you want to attract in your life. What are the qualities that you want in a best friend? Go write them down and become that. All right. So I love you guys and I hope you have an amazing day.